So calling it Chemo-Dreamo really did shift things. I knew that I couldn't watch television or even read. I needed to be fully with my spirit, whatever that meant, fully in my body during this process, whatever that meant. And the definitions of those phrases changed daily. So I would always ask, what is mine to do with this? How can I do this better? How can I do this differently? I brought my own blanket. I brought a photograph of myself when I was healthy. I didn't have the essential oils yet, but I sure had all of my music. And the first pre-med that would go through the body before the chemo actually happened would be like Benadryl and steroids and a bunch of other things, in part to help me with any of the supposed side effects. But the other part, I guess, was just to allow the body to assimilate it. So that process took a little bit of time, and doctors over you and different drips and, you know, things in my port and all sorts of stuff. And while that was happening, I was getting myself prepared meditationally, in a good place, with my spirit, trying to be as peaceful as possible. And again, not having a clue how. Once the bag was presented, I took it in my hands and I loved the solution. I held it. I gave it my love. I had to love it as if it were a baby because it was going in me. I couldn't imagine this as poison, like everyone on the internet says it is, like the nightmares you hear about chemo. I could not allow that to be what that is. So from the inside, I had to change it. And the way I knew how was to love that bag. I learned Reiki a couple of years before, so I was doing Reiki on the bag. I would write love, peace, and joy on it occasionally. I would kiss it. I would photograph myself kissing it. It was crazy. But I think it helped. I know it helped. Because as I was allowing this to be medicine, instead of believing it's poison, I went from this to this. And allowing it to help me, it did just that. And I learned, of course, that the good cells die right along with the bad cells, which is why a lot of people have so many problems, of course. And that the good cells were sacrificing themselves for my perfect health. I remembered, I heard someone somewhere say that the definition of sacrifice is to be made sacred. So these cells who are giving their lives for my perfect health, the good cells, were being made sacred on my behalf. And as I accepted the chemo as medicine, I believe that that's part of what allowed me not to have the kinds of side effects that so many people have and that you hear about. In fact, the only side effect I incurred was hair loss. And I rocked bald. Thank God. Who knew? But I decided I was going to have fun with that too.